this live because, as you know, my purpose on this platform is to reach 10 million people in 2022, and it's obviously to help people really shift the way they think about life. So it is very, very simple. I'm helping people to shift from having a negative, disempowered, weak, helpless perspective on life, from a victim mindset, from a place where they think they cannot achieve anything, from a place where they feel like they're stuck, from a place where they feel like they know they have more potential, so much more to achieve, but they just don't know how. So from that place, my purpose is to help people shift into a place where there is no limit to how many opportunities people have. So funny enough, yesterday I did a similar live, and there was a person saying, well, Lio, how can I overcome the feeling that I missed my last chance? And the question was really heartbreaking for me, because imagine there are people in life who think, well, that was my last chance. That was my last chance. I will never have another chance like that again in my life. Imagine if people function from that place. Just imagine people function from that place. This was my last chance. I will never have a similar chance again. It is probably a place where you feel completely out of control of your life. You don't see how it's humanly possible for you to achieve anything that you want to achieve, right? So I'm helping people shifting from that place where this was my last opportunity, I will never get an opportunity again, to a place where they create opportunities. Do you see the difference between this was my last chance and I can create an opportunity for myself anytime I desire? So that's the power of shifting your mind. And Hani says, you never get bored of this. Absolutely not. It is impossible to get bored of this, because this is how people really transform their lives. I can't get bored of seeing people shifting their lives, of seeing people from a place where their lives is just on defense. They protect themselves, they're saving, they're just making themselves small, to a place where they just grow and try new things and completely reinvent themselves. It is a fantastic journey when you shift your mindset. When you step from a place where this is the last opportunity into a place where I can create an opportunity on demand. All right, hello everyone, that's amazing. And by the way, you guys, today we'll be talking about the stages of success. So many people, we all want success, whatever place or in any area of your life, we're all craving success. Who is craving more success? Who says that if only I would be more successful, I would have so much more in my life, right? How many of us, we want more success? Me. All right. Happy Friday, Hussam. Amazing, right? So many people are like, oh, I want more success. If only I'll have more success, right? So difficult to get out of the comfort zone. You said yes, but I would break it down. So today it's a very, very important workshop I'm super excited to share with you, and I'll be starting in exactly 3 minutes. And it's all about the stages of success. So Hani says, I already achieved everything and I'm happy with. Amazing. Amazing, Hani. So if you have achieved your goals, guess what your job is now? Your job is empowering to help others, because a life of service is a life of happiness. If you are in a place where you're blessed to achieve all your goals, the next stage in order for you to feel that happiness and fulfill your purpose is to go on and help other people. So today I'll break it down, the stages of success, because many people get confused along the way, get stuck along the way, and not because they don't have success, they cannot reach success. It is only because they get confused about the stages of success. What do you mean helping others? I mean, when you reach massive success, the next step, when you achieve all your dreams, when you have enough financial means, when all the people in your immediate presence are happy and healthy and everything is all right, you will very quickly, most likely, feel very bored. So the next step is to go on and share your knowledge of how you achieved your success with other people who are behind you, so to speak. The people who are one step behind you in terms of success. Okay? All right. But today we're talking about the stages of success and why so many people get lost, get stuck, quit on the way to success, because they are confusing the stages of success. And you'll understand exactly what I mean. They might be in one stage, but they behave as if they were in a different stage. And that's why it feels like a struggle. That's why it feels like they will never get what they want. That's why some people quit. Right? We know this typical image, right? When a person is digging for diamonds and literally this much is left to the wall of diamonds and they give up, they quit. And the reason why people quit on the way of success is because they are confused about what stage of success they are at, and they don't know what stage implies what action. So in exactly 1 minute, I will start this powerful workshop about the stages of success. You will walk away from this workshop with complete clarity. You will understand where are you on your journey of success. You will understand what exactly do you need to do at this very point to achieve what you want to achieve. Who is ready for that? Who is excited for that? And I'm sharing with you, this is massive, massive value that you will not find in any motivational video or nothing like that. This is something super important and practical that you can apply in your life today. No matter where you are you a college student? Are you a business owner? Are you a CEO? Are you a simple person who just started, who's confused, who doesn't know where their journey is? Thank you, Rami. This is for you, regardless where you are in your journey. These steps of success apply to anyone at any point in time on your journey. So if you are ready, let's dive in. Why is super important to identify what stage of success you are on right now? Because there are actually three different stages. Okay, and that's why advice on success and what to do to be successful can be so confusing and often opposing advice. So when you're watching motivational videos, gurus, millionaires, billionaires giving advice, sometimes you might find completely different advice. Why? Because these people, they are giving advice directed to a certain stage of success. So remember, there are 3 stages of success. So an advice that applies to the first stage, to the second stage, or the third stage are wildly different. And if you apply the advice that qualifies for the third stage of success to the first stage of success, you will not succeed. It is impossible. They're very distinct, very, very, very different stages of success with very, very different actions to be taken. Very important. Okay, so are you ready? So stage number one of success is the bold beginning. Double B. Remember, step 1, stage 1 of success, the bold beginning. Why? Because when you start something, you set a new goal, you start a new company, you start writing a new book, you start a podcast, whatever you're starting crocheting, you start learning a skill, you start learning a language, whatever it is, you need bold action to start, to ignite the engine. Similarly, like let's say when a car is stuck on the road, right? So the engine is not starting. What do we need to do? We need to kick start the car. We need to push the car so the engine starts running, and then that's how the engine eventually ignites. So the step number 1 of success is the bold beginning. The bold beginning requires massive action. What it requires, that's it. You don't care which direction you take action. You just start. So at this stage, when somebody comes no and tells you the following advice, no, you cannot start until you don't have a strategy, until you don't have everything figured out, until you don't have a clear vision and picture, exact details, step by step. Oh my God, if you're in your bold beginning stage, double B stage, stage 1 of success, and somebody is coming and tells you all of the million things that you need to do before you start, guess what's going to happen? You will never start. You will never start. Did you know only 1% of books that are conceived in people's minds are actually published? Only 1% of books that are around the world, only 1% are published from so many conceived in their minds. Why? Because people overthink this. So in this step 1, stage 1 of success, the double B, bold beginning, don't overthink. Rule number 1, do not overthink, just start. Start, take massive action, whatever you're doing. Right? So this is stage 1. So that's why when people give you whatever other advice, ignore. You need to take massive, bold action in order for you to start. I overthink a lot, someone says. Yes, overthinking will kill your double B. So stage 1, step 1 of success is double B, bold beginning. What you need to exercise is being bold and just start. Run, go, create, write, craft, learn, make mistakes, fail, get up, try again, different stages, try this. You're running 100 miles, right? You're just running because you need to kickstart that engine. So this is step 1 of success. Do not overthink. Do not listen to advice that tells you you have to stop and think of a strategy of this and that and a million things. No way. That will kill your enthusiasm. That will kill your boldness, and you will never start. You will quit before starting. All right? So this is stage number 1 of success. Stage number 2 of success. So we're talking about success and how, depending on what stage of success you are, you will have completely different advice that you need to apply. So that's why the advice that comes from so many gurus on the internet is so controversial, is so confusing. Don't use the advice in the wrong timing of your success journey. It might kill your dream. Okay, so stage number 1, double B, bold beginning. What you're doing, you're not overthinking, you are massively taking action in all directions, just because we want you to start. Now, stage 2 of success obviously comes after stage 1. So you start taking massive action for a while, and you already convinced, you're certain that you are good with taking action. You're not overthinking. You are like, okay, I'm on my way. Okay, I already started the race. Okay, I've run probably 500 meters. I run 1 kilometer. I'm good. I'm running. Okay, so that's when you're stepping into stage 2 of success. And stage 2 of success is probably the biggest. So if you imagine, let's say, let's take this sheet of paper, right? So if this is the success line, right? If this is the success line right here, right? So the first stage would take you maybe 10%, and the messy middle is stage 2, that is probably 80%, okay? So the 80% of your success is going to be the messy middle. Remember, stage 1, 10% is double B, BB, bold beginning, and stage number 2 is the messy middle. And the messy middle is the biggest part that you'll dedicate on your way to whatever you want to achieve. Writing the book, growing a child, rearing a child, starting your business, growing your business, delegate, whatever you're doing. So what are the characteristics of the messy middle? Messy middle, you're already on the way. Now, messy middle is super important. That's where you start. So remember how in the bold beginning, you don't think of strategy, you don't overthink, you just start. The messy middle is where the biggest of your learning about that thing that you are working on is going to occur. So this, in the messy middle, that's where you achieve the biggest success, and you, not missing middle, messy as in not perfect. far from perfect, the opposite of perfect, dirty. You know when a kid gets into the playground is full of sand, and somebody brings a bucket of water, and then this playground becomes like a pod, like a I'm sorry, the word escapes me, like a mud puddle, and then the kid gets sand all over, wet sand on their face, in their hair, on their clothes, everywhere. That's what messy is. So your messy middle is where you get messy. You get in the midst of your success. So messy middle. The characteristics of the messy middle is that is probably, as I said, the longest part of your success and the most important one. So the few things, pay attention to what is the title of the second stage of success. Messy middle. Messy is the opposite of perfect. Messy is the opposite of perfect. So number one, you need to understand that you are not at the stage of mastery that you know you can be. And you have to allow yourself to be messy. And by messy, I mean make mistakes, go left, right, up and down, fail. So probably the most times you'll fail is going to be in the messy middle. And you're going to fail many times. We're not even talking about that you're not going to fail. I'm letting you know that you are going to fail many times. And in the messy middle, that's where you're going to fail the most. Right? But failure is what? It's nothing but a speed bump on your road to success. Right? It's not that wall that you're going to crush and burn into. Okay? So in the messy middle, the characteristics of the actually starting to figure out what works and what doesn't. Right? You start implementing some kind of rules, some kind of let's say standard operating procedures. You start seeing the pattern. You start measuring your success, right? Thank you so much. You start understanding, well, this works, this doesn't work. I'm noticing that when I'm doing this thing, I'm becoming more successful. Let me do more of that. So in the messy middle, that's where the meat of your success is actually created, whatever there is. Obviously, the process of writing a book and operating a business, the processes will be wildly different, but the framework is the same. What you have, you start setting short-term goals, you start defining that long-term vision, and you start creating simple frameworks and standard operating procedures around what you are doing. That's a little bit strange. Abadi, I'm curious, what is it that it's strange? I'm curious about that. Okay, let me take a pause here. Give an example. All right, sure, I'll give you an example. So let's say you started a coffee shop and you just started, you picked a place, you set up the place, and you're already 6 months in, you're past the bold beginning. So after the bold beginning, that's where the messy middle starts. So you starting figuring out, okay, who is the best employee for my business? So you've hired 1, 2, 3 people, one person worked, the other one didn't work. And you start seeing patterns. So you understand, oh, okay, actually younger people are better for my business, or people who are kinder by nature are better for my business. You start seeing patterns. So you're experimenting, and then you reach a conclusion and you say, right, this type of profile, this type of people are actually the best for my business. So you start seeing this pattern from trying again. Thank you, Hani, so much. Okay, does it make sense? So then you write a simple framework. Say, okay, for my coffee shop, this type of person is the most suitable as a barista. This type of person is more suitable as a manager. This type of person is more suitable as a provider, so on and so forth. Okay, so if you're writing a book, for example, you, after the bold beginning, when you're writing notes, you say, okay, cool. Now I need to understand how can I take all my notes that I had so far and structure it into chapters. Maybe I need to understand that every chapter has to have a beginning, a middle, and an ending. And you say, okay, what is going to be the title? What are going to be the titles of my chapters? So in the messy middle, okay, you are starting to to adopt some kind of strategies, simple, some kind of frameworks. You start to create some rules for yourself in order for you to automate some different businesses. But in the messy middle, it's the most important thing to understand. You have to be selfish. And what I mean by that, you have to say no to so many things. You maybe have to reduce the work-life balance. Maybe it's not going to be perfect. If this goal that you're working towards is going to be important, you have to understand that you cannot have everything at the same time. In the messy middle, your focus is extremely important to give it 100,000% to what it is that you're doing. I'm not inviting you to ignore the other parts of your life. No, we are integrative creatures. We have so many aspects of our lives in order for us to feel happy. But what is extremely important is to understand that expecting from yourself, figuring out in the messy middle, building up something, and having a perfect work-life balance is not going to happen. In fact, many high achievers say that when they are in the building zone, in the messy middle, they throw life balance out of the window. But very important key component, they do so by communicating clearly to their loved ones, right? They do so by being super happy while building what they're building, and when spending time with their loved ones, whatever other areas of their life they have, they are super present. So messy middle is not going to be a lot of giving, is not going to be a lot of contribution to other people's life, is not going to be maybe spending so much life with your loved ones. You have to understand that your messy middle is going to be requiring a lot of attention and focus to build what you are building. All right? So this is the messy middle. That's why, let's say, people coming on advice saying that contribution, helping others is the best thing in the universe. Well, it's not a good advice for your messy middle, because in your messy middle, you need to be focused on what you are building. So the next thing that is going to happen is that so the messy middle, as I mentioned, this is the biggest part of your success. We're talking about particular goal when you're building something. So the third step, the third part of your success is the fulfilling growth. So fulfilling growth is the last, or not the last, I would say, is what comes after you figured out your messy middle. So the third stage is the fulfilling growth. Fulfilling growth comes at the moment when you have figured it out, your messy middle. You figured out the messy middle. And I don't mean like everything is perfect. I mean you have systems in place. I mean you have mastery over that thing that you are creating. Messy middle is the hardest stage, say WM. Yes, absolutely, messy middle is the hardest stage. But guess what? Messy middle, so many successful people, millionaires, billionaires, what they report that the messy middle is the most fun they ever have in life. It's very interesting what's happening. Many of them, if you listen to, nobody comes to my mind right now, but if you listen to successful people's interviews, what they say is that they really miss those times when they used to struggle. They really miss those times when they had to figure things out on the fly. They miss those times when budgets were tight and or the book was not coming together, and they really spent days and nights figuring things out. Because the messy middle, yes, it's hard to figure out, but what messy middle provides is it's a space where you get to create and be very resourceful. And for most entrepreneurs or creators, this is the part where they get to express themselves the most. Also, what's happening in the messy middle? A lot of learning. Massive learning. You have to learn how to, if you are a creator, how to run a business. If it's the first time you're writing a book, my God, there are a bajillion times you need to learn how to format a book, how to structure a book, what is like a million things. So in this messy middle, there is massive learning. And even though it's so hard, people report that this is the best time in their lives when they look retrospectively, when they are at the fulfilling growth stage. So fulfilling growth stage, you guessed it, is the third stage of progress in a goal, success, whatever you're achieving. And that is when you made it, right? We're so excited, like, oh my God, I'm working so hard. When am I gonna make it? So fulfilling growth is the stage where you made it, whatever that is. You publish the book and the book is successful. You see the fruits of your labor, basically. So fulfilling growth stage can be wildly different, and it's not necessarily like you've completed your goal, you achieved your goal. It doesn't matter. It can be even at a place where you're kind of in your messy middle, but you know your process. You figure out, you mastered your process or your business, whatever you're doing. So the fulfilling growth stage is the place where you're more calm, you're more in control, you have more time. And what happens is that's the stage when giving back, it's super important. Helping others, looking all the way back and start acknowledging all the people that helped you along the way. In the fulfilling growth stage is where you really understand. While the first stage, second stage, you're hustling, you're learning, you're growing, you're creating, you're solving, you're in crisis mode, solving. In the fulfilling growth stage, you understand that all along the success that you're building was not the actual goal. The goal was to have all of this success and serve the ultimate fulfillment, which is actually help other people. Help other people. And many people will say, Lio, I don't know, all I want is $1 million and then I don't care whatever is happening. But when, again, this is based on report upon report, study upon study upon study, wealthy people, when they reach a certain level, those who don't figure out the service part, serving other people part, those are people we hear, unfortunately, people who harm themselves. How many millionaires and billionaires end up in depression, end up in taking their own lives? It does not make any sense whatsoever, right? It doesn't. But this is what happens. So this is a clear indicator that, unfortunately, in some shape or form, they have not figured out the giving part. Because the ultimate growth and fulfillment can be achieved according to Eastern tradition, according to Western tradition, according to psychological studies, is a state when we're able to give. And obviously in the growth and fulfilling growth stage, thinking only about yourself or hustling is not really applying. It's a whole different state of mind and being that we're experiencing. So you see, I've demonstrated to you guys, I've just shared the 3 stages of success and how different, massively different they are. And now imagine if we give mixed up advice. Let's say you're on stage 1 and somebody gives you advice of a stage 3. You're just thinking, you're fighting all the negative voices in your head, telling you that you're not ready, telling you that you're not good enough, telling you that you're an imposter, blah, 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 blah. And then somebody gives you the 3rd stage advice to say, no, actually life is about giving, you have to contribute. But you're like, but I didn't even start. And people start feeling guilty and so on and so forth. So that's why it's super important. So today, basically, the goal was for you to become aware of this 3 very distinct and very different stages of success. What is stage 3? Fulfilling growth. Stage 3 is fulfilling growth, right? And that is all about contribution, right? Stage 3 can't do yet. It's totally fine. I'm just making you aware, whatever stage you're at, and even if you did not start even stage 1. But what I shared is proven framework of how to operate at any stage that you are. So the first step is to identify, where are you? And some people say, Lio, I didn't even start stage 1. It's fine. It's fine. Now what you need, you know what you need to know. You know what you need to do. Let me remind you. Stage 1, double B, right? Bold beginning. Just run. Just go with it. Just start. Just launch, right? Number 2, messy middle. The biggest part of your process, of success process. Learn, allow yourself to fail, learn again, learn some more, again, be creative, crisis, solve, learn, figure out, right? Master. And number 3 stage of success is fulfilling growth. That's where you will realize your purpose on this planet by whatever, and regardless, whatever field you're in, whatever you're doing, you will be able to start sharing your knowledge and sharing your success with other people who are behind you. Bold beginning. Yes, indeed. Right. So these are the stages. So when you figure out that actually, wait a minute, this whole success thing is not that complex. All I need to do is I need to figure out what stage I'm at, and I know exactly what I need to do at each stage. And by the way, the superpower of this, when you are aware at what stage of success you're at, then receiving advice is going to be amazing, because it will be very easy for you to tune out the advice that is not serving you for now. Somebody can come and say no contribution, say yeah, okay, cool, that's for growth. That's for fulfilling growth. Or somebody says no, systems, processes, and when you're just starting and you say no, that's for my messy middle, I'm still in bold beginning. So you will be able to protect yourself from good but very damaging advice. Because a good advice given at the wrong time, at the wrong stage, can ruin you. And I know that good advice is given with good intention regardless. It can literally stop you, paralyze you in your tracks, and it can ruin your success. All right, so this is how you actually go on and achieve everything you want in life. I'm super excited for you. If you have any questions about this topic, now is the time for you to ask the questions. And guys, just so you know, I'm actually recording this, so you see my eyes here and there. I'm recording this workshop, and I will publish in amazing quality. You'll see this workshop on my YouTube. So my YouTube listeners, whatever questions you have about this workshop, please leave a question in the comment below and I will make sure to answer. So you guys, if you missed this workshop and you want to rewatch it, go to my profile right here. So you will see my profile and there's an Instagram icon. Click on it. Please follow me on Instagram as well. Instagram is a place where I share different type of content. But when you click on the Instagram icon, you'll have the YouTube link as well. Very important. Follow me on YouTube and you will have this workshop nicely edited for you to review it again and again and again, as many times as you need it. Also, you have the opportunity to ask questions in the comments on those videos on my YouTube channel. I'll be sure to reply. So just go to my profile here. Please follow me. Would love to see you on Instagram, YouTube as well, and this workshop will be there for you. So just a second, I will have to turn off the video camera here. Perfect, excellent. So now I'm going to focus on answering any questions. I have another 10 minutes with you guys. I'm super excited and I'm ready to, any homework for today's topic? Oh, I love that. I love that, Mohammed. 80. So yes, the homework is identify what stage of success you're at. Please write this down. Please take notes. And if you didn't have time, take notes. I will publish this workshop on my YouTube. Please watch it and take notes, because if you have to remember, and I promise you, if you don't take notes, you will forget. What I want you to take notes of, the stages of success and what kind of advice you should be listening to. That's your homework. If you would like to have some homework, that is your homework. Thank you for sharing the valuable information and your time as well. WMQ, thank you so much. Please follow me on Instagram and YouTube. It is very important, as you know. My mission is to reach 10 million people in 2022. I reached 1 million in 2021. It's amazing. It's such a blessing. 2022, much bigger challenge. So every follow, every share, every comment really matters. Just that's how social media works. All right, amazing, amazing, you guys. So I would love to hear your feedback. Was it clear? Was it helpful? Do you have any questions? So Osama says, do you agree that the older you become, the harder you learn? Completely disagree, Osama. Completely disagree, and I'll tell you why. The amount of learning that I had in the past 3 years is probably equals my previous 15. Really disagree. It's all a matter of perspective, right? So no, I don't think so. Third stage, does it mean to be growth minded? Look, I think in order for you to be successful, you need to be growth minded all along, right? It's out of the question that you will start a success journey without having a growth mindset. So I would say growth mindset has to be there at all times. So 1AH says, I have a main business and many side hustles. Should I continue the side hustles despite the time? Look, 1AH, this is a very individual question. It's hard to answer just like that because I don't know what your situation is. I would do a cost-benefit analysis. So I would simply do a cost-benefit analysis and understand what are the side hustles bringing in more money or the main business brings more money. And then based on that, based on the numbers, it will be how much time you spend and what is the return on your time. If you do that exercise, it will be very, very clear for you what to do. Yes, very clear. Amazing, 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 amazing. When is your next workshop? That's a very, very good question. So you guys, I am going to try to go live tomorrow. So tomorrow is Saturday. Yes, tomorrow 9 a.m. Dubai time. Tomorrow 9 a.m. Dubai time, I'll be here for the next workshop. Tomorrow, Saturday. But please follow me on YouTube. It's very, very important. And the reason why I'm asking you to follow me on YouTube, because my intention is to reach 1,000 followers there. Because then if I succeed that, then I can live stream on YouTube, and that's much better quality for the users. So I would be super grateful. Any follow matters. I have probably under 400 now, so I need another 600 followers. So the platform would allow me to stream live videos from YouTube. It's just a better user experience there. So if you can do me, if this served you guys, if you can follow me on YouTube, massive, massive favor for me. All right, just now I have joined the live. What are you talking about? So age 23, we talked about the stages of success. What advice you should take at what stage, super important, because the good advice at the wrong time can ruin your success. So if you missed it, no problem. As I'm saying, go to my profile here. This workshop will be published on my YouTube in 1 or 2 days, and you'll be able to review everything. I hope that was massive value. This is, and by the way, you guys, these are things I charge a lot of money for, not because I'm greedy or something, but I'm running my own coaching business. So, but yet, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, those are platforms where I'm sharing things for free, because I really believe that coaching is absolutely transformative, and even people who cannot afford or don't have the time for coaching, everybody should benefit. Everybody should benefit. This should not be information only for the exclusive elite, for the exclusive few. This should be information, I really think this should be taught in schools to help people really understand themselves, help themselves, and really achieve the lives they deserve and desire. Please share the live. Yes, the live I will be sharing on my YouTube, guys. So follow me on YouTube, as mentioned. That's a huge, 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 service. My pleasure to meet you too. Everyone, support our host. Thank you so much. Jameson, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Really, 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 really do. You deserve it, and I'll subscribe. Thank you so much, you guys. This is a huge service for me. Okay, so Anime says, we need next live to tell us steps probably to build your own company and what plan I will work for it. Okay, I see what you mean. So probably, Anime, what you mean is just to help you, to give you structure and to advise you on how to start a business. And that's going to be very hard to generalize that, because business to business, they're very, very different. There's so many nuances. So we'll have to be more detailed into what kind of business, what do you have in mind? This like wildly different of how you're going to start a business depending on the type of a business. So if you can give me a more concrete question, then I can develop it more. So that's why you guys, go to my YouTube, ask questions in the comments there when I publish this workshop, and then with those questions will be easier, because then I can create the next lives with more concrete questions. So it's very helpful to have an exact question for that. All right, amazing. Thank you so much. Jameson, my absolute pleasure. Okay, Anime, you're asking the same question. Let me know if the answer was all right. Okay, so amazing, you guys. So somebody's asking, what am I doing? I'm a professional life coach. I'm a life and business strategist. I work with business owners, founders, tech entrepreneurs, high achievers. So this is my specialty, guys. If you have any questions for me, link in my bio, you have Instagram. So reach out by Instagram, private messages. I'll be able to answer any questions you have. Well, last question I'll take is, what is your advice for people who are thinking about opening a new business? Okay. The best advice I have is make sure that you love that thing that you're about to open. Honestly, truly, really, right? Any business can be profitable, can be scalable, can be amazing if you love, if you're obsessed and love about what you're going to do. Don't start a business for the sake of money, because then you will struggle a lot. You will not put in the time, the effort, the presence of mind. Make sure that you love what you do. Leo, most of businesses nowadays are from far, I mean online. I totally agree with you. Online businesses are booming right now. Booming right now. And with all the crypto space, what's happening in the crypto space, in Web3, it's unbelievable. But what we need to keep in mind is that make sure that whatever business you're starting is resonating with who you are, is resonating with your interest. Period, point blank. It does not matter how hyped a business is. If this is not something you love, you absolutely love, you're not gonna last. Look, the 50% of success in business is longevity. Just outlast the competition. Just be there long enough. 50%. Guess what? If you don't love what you do, you're not going to be able to outlast anybody, right? Don't start a business just because you're going to transform it into another job for yourself, all right? Okay. All right, you guys, you have been nothing short but absolutely amazing, amazing. And for those who are more interested in one-on-one coaching or any kind of one-on-one mentoring, reach out to me through Instagram. I'm always happy to take your questions. And for now, take good care of yourselves. Remember that the power is in your hands. Remember that good advice is not always best advice. Remember that you should trust your intuition. You should trust yourself. Trust your gut when you're taking decisions. Listen to everybody around you. But at the end of the day, trust your gut, trust your intuition. Do what your intuition tells you. Forget what I'm saying or other experts saying, because you know within your heart. Don't let anybody tell you wrong when it comes to that. All right. In the meantime, thank you so much for being here. You're massively, amazingly helped me on my journey to help 10 million people in 2022. If you think I deserve a follow on Instagram and YouTube, the links are right here. I'll be like super pumped and happy to see you on YouTube and Instagram. And until tomorrow, 9 a.m. Dubai time, take good care of yourselves and see you tomorrow. And see you on YouTube, by the way. YouTube, rewatch this. See you guys. Bye-bye.